Time for another Warhammer 40k update. Over the holidays, many rumours swirled that the Fem stories had been retconned. This came from the DC book Warhammer 40k The Ultimate Guide, where all of the references to the custodians were male. So on first impressions, you would think that yes indeed, GW have rolled the female custodians back and taken them out of the lore. However, taking to Blue Sky, one of the authors, I believe it was Gav Thorpe, refuted this, stating that the book was already past the point of editorial changes when the decision was made to introduce the Femstoides. And they are definitely still canon. I mean, the fact he's on Blue Sky is probably enough of an indication to doubt than anything else, and Gav Thorpe is a freelancer and hasn't worked for GW as a full-time employee since 2008. So while he obviously has a lot of knowledge and still works for them as a freelancer, so he's produced a lot of work for GW, his statement on the lore is certainly not official and has to be taken with a grain of salt. In further support of Gav's statement, a user, I think on Reddit, leaked a supposed email claiming that GW were definitely still supporting Femstoides and that there were models incoming. This, I think, is a complete fabrication, or at least a huge stretch. If GW were going to do anything, they will simply add female head options to the sprues of the custodians, thus allowing players to use female heads if they wanted to. This is certainly not a female model set. I think GW know that a standalone female custodian set wouldn't be a big seller, and we all know how slow GW can be at refreshing models. So since we already had the 10th edition launch for the Custodes, it's unlikely they will be getting any new designs anytime soon. What does all this mean? Well, I don't think this was a retcon. Not an intentional one anyway. And if anything, it kind of convinces me that the rumours about Amazon being the root cause of the Femstoides is true. To me, it looked like GW had no intention of introducing them, hence why the DK book is lore accurate. Then Amazon starts to strong-arm them for a female in power armour, and GW compromises. Thus the announcement out of nowhere and the gaslighting of fans on Twitter. This then isn't really a hard retcon, and nothing has changed. GW at the most will add some female heads to the current Custodes sprues, and that will be that. If they had to include this for Amazon, I can't see how they can retcon it out without impacting the show being developed by Henry Cavill, and they have confirmed that they have an agreement and are moving into production. Even without this controversy, I'd still have my doubts about partnering with Amazon for a live action adaptation, because let's face it, these guys suck. Most of the IPs they've worked on have been horrifically bad, and given the way this has started, it already has me worried. Hopefully, I'm wrong and the show's awesome. Time will tell. I suppose one thing this does offer both Amazon and GW is a chance to use this as a quiet retcon. Given that Trump has now come in and is going to war with DEI practices, and America is probably the biggest market for GW products now, it's certainly an option they could take. One thing that is certain, however, is that this is a polarising issue and one that will never really go away. GW have opened a Chaos Gate here, and getting it closed will be painful. I blame Erebus. F that guy.
Are you